Madame LaQuisha, thank you so much for giving me 10 minutes. We've been talking about this for some time, but we finally made it work on July 3rd before the 4th of July. I've got LaQuisha here. If you are familiar with career fairs here at Florida State, you probably run across this lovely personality. I'm just going to be quiet, LaQuisha. What is it you do? Who is it do you work for? And just tell us a little bit about that before I get into my few questions for you today.
Absolutely. First, Jason, thank you so much for having me on your platform, which I know is very, very popular with students in the College of FSU College of Business and beyond. My name is LaQuisha Persak. I am the Recruiting and University Relations Manager for Thomas Howell Ferguson, THF.
Yep.
I recruit primarily accounting students looking to go into the career field of public accounting, whether it's audit or tax, or maybe client advisory services. I coordinate our 10-week summer internship program as well as our 2-day summer leadership program for students that are on the maybe freshman or sophomore level. So that's what I do. I'm at career fairs all around, and specifically in the College of Business as well. And so you guys will see me this coming fall semester. I'm looking forward to fall recruiting.
Yeah, and you are a peach to work with. I know Renata, Hannah, you're awesome. You're
Thank
absolutely
you.
fantastic. Oh my goodness. And if y'all are watching this right now, you're like, she looks familiar. Do you watch Wheel of Fortune? Wheel of the winner on Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I'm done with that now. But yeah, she's a big deal,
Okay.
everybody. She's a big deal. All right. Now the nature at hand, helping out our
Yeah.
students. That's why we're doing these videos, right?
Yes.
We want to help the students. So my first question for you is, when you look for candidates, what are you looking for? Is there a secret recipe? Is there an art? Is there a science? Maybe it's all of the above. But what do you look for when you're looking for candidates?
Great question. And I think different people, different companies, and different firms are looking for different things. I
Yep.
think what we're looking for is a very well-rounded candidate.
Yep.
Someone, of course, you're doing well in your classes. You may be involved in some student organizations on campus. Having a part-time job, it doesn't necessarily have to be a job dealing in finance and accounting, but any type of part-time job where you're honing in your customer service skills. I think sometimes people don't understand how much that public accounting is customer service. You're talking to your clients, you're holding those conversations, and knowing that someone can engage in that, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So I always say, if you've worked at Chick-fil-A, Publix, or anything like that, that is quality experience that I know I love to see on your application, and someone that can hold a conversation. So looking at that resume, but if I give you a call or if I see you at a career fair or a business expo, can you hold a conversation to make yourself stand out from the other applicant? As we know, career fairs are busy, hundreds of people come to the table, but it's always very limited slots for these internship opportunities and other opportunities. So I'm looking for someone well-rounded, and so it's a bunch of different things.
Okay, and you actually answered my next question.
Okay.
What makes somebody stand out? You just kind of hit the nail on the head. Um, Now, being a LinkedIn person, how do you use LinkedIn? Do you use LinkedIn? If you use LinkedIn, are there certain things? Is there one thing where you're like, no, or yes, I gotta have that.
I love LinkedIn. I'm on it frequently, as I think most of the students know that either interact with me or connect with me. They send me inboxes, they
Mhm.
ask questions about the application process or what should they do. I use LinkedIn to share what we're doing here at THF, the type of programs that we do, because it's one thing to go on a website and say, oh, I want to apply for that internship. Maybe it's a couple photos. But via LinkedIn, you can see our office culture. You can see what our company is doing. You can see their stuff now. If you want to go to my page and see what our interns are doing this summer, they are having a fantastic time. And it gives a little glimpse into what a student can expect.
Yeah.
I also use it for those professional connections. Sometimes I may be a little bit more responsive because I see that little red dot pop up. Hey, you have a notification or you have an inbox where I get to all my emails, but sometimes it's various ways of communication. So I
Sure.
use it to communicate with candidates. I use it to see what my candidates are doing. I love to use the green celebrate
Mhm.
emoji on your post. So when I see you guys doing great things, when I see you get leadership positions on campus, when I see that internship or that job, I love to engage with students on there. So that's what I use it for.
I love everything you just said. And one thing in particular stands out to me because I don't hear it a whole lot. And I'm on LinkedIn all the time. I talk to people all the time about it.
Yeah,
You said from a business standpoint, it shows you our culture. I think that's brilliant because from a personal standpoint, you're creating your personal brand,
yeah.
you're accentuating things. But from a business standpoint, that's brilliant, LaQuisha. You get
Mhm.
to articulate, the culture, what it is we're about here. So I
Absolutely.
love that. I hadn't heard
Yeah,
that before. That's
yeah.
really good. Um, Again, I want to be mindful of your time. I got one more question for you, buddy.
Yes.
One more
Shoot.
question. If you were to impart a words of wisdom, if you're like, oh, these two things, I gotta tell the people these two things.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you were to say one or two things that, hey, the students got to hear this because it made an impact on me, what would those one or two things be?
As in regards to LinkedIn or just,
No, no, my apologies. Just anything in life. You're like, oh my goodness, be the hardest worker in the room. The Dwayne Johnson, The Rock says that.
yeah.
Whatever that might be. Words of wisdom, like, oh my goodness, I had a mentor once, or my grandma said this, or my sister said that. If you were to pick anything out, that stands out, uh,
Hmm.
is there anything that comes to mind?
Absolutely. And this is what I tell the interns on their first day during
Okay.
orientation. And it sounds cliche, but be willing to step outside of your comfort zone,
I love that.
whatever that is, because you guys that are applying for internships or opportunities, it's all about stepping outside of your comfort zone. This is not a textbook. This is not a quiz. This is real life experience. You're coming into the office, you're working with other individuals, and so you may say, oh, I don't want to ask that question in a meeting, but ask the question. Step outside, because when you step outside your comfort zone or your box that you put yourself in, you grow. We learn from mistakes,
Yes.
but we grow from them as well. And so I know this internship, it's all about stepping outside of your comfort zone. You
Okay.
can ask the interns that are here now. They're fantastic. We're in the middle of our internship program right now at THF. And every day they're just doing different things. They're stepping out with the technical training, with what they're doing with clients, additional stuff that we have them do, our professional development sessions. So all these things are used to maximize their experience, but they have to be willing to say, hey, I'm stepping out. I'm understanding this is an experience and I'm going to get all I can get while I'm here. So step outside your comfort zone.
Step outside that comfort zone. I love
Hmm.
it. I absolutely love it. LaQuisha, you're off the hot seat. All right.
Thank you.
We on behalf of the College of Business, Florida State, anybody, thank you for your words. We appreciate
Thank
them.
you.
And I will actually see you next week.
Yeah, so speaking of LinkedIn, I'm pretty sure I'm anticipating a LinkedIn post of you at THF leading a very cool professional development session, but the people will have to stay tuned for that whenever that is posted next
That's
week.
that's exactly right. I'm gonna probably post this video this weekend, and then there's gonna be another one. You're gonna get all the run
Ooh,
on my
tag me.
LinkedIn page.
Okay, okay.
Look,
Famous.
yeah, no, you're the Wheel of Fortune famous girl.
Oh my gosh.
Thank
Thank you.
thank
Thank you.
thank you for everything. Yep, you're awesome. You're awesome, LaQuisha.